My name's Chris. When I was 19, I was diagnosed with the rare bone cancer osteosarcoma. Throughout the summer of 2015, I started noticing these little niggles and stuff. So I noticed this pain in my left leg, but it wasn't really anything out of the ordinary to me. I'd experienced pain like that before, so it went unnoticed. As the months went by, that pain kind of just came and went, and that reinforced my thinking that this is nothing serious. And of course, that was probably one of my biggest mistakes. In November, I was in work and I stepped off a curb, my leg just gave way, and then subsequently I was diagnosed with a broken femur. So the day after, I went to my sister's wedding, which was a bit unusual because I was on crutches, I was wearing a metal brace on my leg, but I still enjoyed it. It was really good. It was good to see my older sister get married. The morning of the wedding, I got a call about 8 or 9 hours after I got out of A&E, asking me to come back in. And I think that's kind of like when the penny dropped that something real serious is happening here now. Basically, I was in for a couple of days then, and from speaking to my mum, who's a nurse, we came to a couple of conclusions as to what it could be. I was thinking, I'm a normal 19-year-old lad, I play golf all the time, I'm fit and healthy, I eat the right things. How can I have cancer in my leg?
Given the sort of series of events that happened leading up to a diagnosis, it was an expectation that that's what it was going to be for me. And so I was already in fight mode.
To me, I suppose like most people, when somebody goes cancer, you think of one thing, and that, you know, what precedes cancer is death.
He maintained from the very start, you aren't messing with me. Yeah. You ain't gonna get me, I'm gonna fight you all the way. Attitude, and that's been his strength, I think. Yeah. I have to say, throughout it, he's just been phenomenally strong.
Yeah, incredibly strong.
For me, that's how he's dealt with it. The first thing to say about leading up to losing his leg was that it was never a thought that he thought would happen, because he thought that the surgery he could have meant that he kept his leg.
It was tough. It was tough for him mentally to lose his leg because of his golf, you know, being so active.
The thing that really helped as well get him through that was speaking to other people that had lost legs, veterans, local people. And he come to a decision, I'm sure, that, do you know what, I can do this because there's other things I can do. The next step medically around osteosarcomas is T-cell treatment for osteosarcomas as a solid tumour. Hence why we're doing a lot of fundraising still, because that's the ultimate goal, is T-cell treatment.
There's of course been quite a lot of low points along the way, but also I've been lucky in meeting some extremely inspiring and amazing people. One of the first people I met whilst I was on treatment was a lad called Jack Hussey. I became very good friends with Jack because we spent so much time in hospital together.
Jack was a very shy, quiet, private person.
Okay.
And the first time
until he met Chris.
The first time he was the first time he was in Carberry having chemo, it was door closed, didn't come out the room, didn't go in the communal space, didn't want to know everyone because he was so embarrassed and frightened and scared. And then Chris arrived on the ward and it all changed.
So, it's magic, you know.
What struck me was between you, although you're all like really young, you just like, you dealt with it fantastically. You just hardened up to it and you just got on and dealt with it. I remember one day when Jack had just been diagnosed, and Jack was like the quietest, shyest guy going. He grabbed hold of me one day and said, if we're going to get through this, you've got to man up. It's like, it was like complete role reversal. He'd like become the dad, and I was the kid. So when Jack started his fundraising, he just thought, yeah, we'll help try and find better treatments, maybe fewer people get the bad news in the future. But what we've learned since is that in terms of his particular cancer, there's been hardly any progress in like nearly 50 years. 1971 was the last time there was any change in his treatment. So it's made us even more determined to just keep it going.
Raise awareness.
Raise awareness, do what we can to raise some money, keep it going for him.
By the time he died, I think it was 30,000.
It was, yeah.
And then the day of his funeral, it went up to 50.
Wow.
Yeah. And we're on something like
120.
120 now. Yeah.
He actually said, as these donations and comments were coming in, he said, I'm feeling an awful lot of love out there, Dad.
I think ultimately he's just influenced me so much that now I couldn't quite imagine what I'd be like if I hadn't met Jack.
Oh, we feel the same about you. We do.
Thank you.
You really did improve Jack's last few weeks.
Yeah, certainly kept Jack going.
You made a sad time very bearable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Where are we?
Oh, we're on the wrong floor. Have you ever seen a horse with a lamp on its head?
Yeah, you.
We met through mutual friends. I was just like, I've never met anyone like you before. And that's what intrigued me. He just stood out and he was just such an unusual character and it really intrigued me and I was just like, And then over a year later, were you? I was quite naive at that point, so I was like, I choose not to read between the lines, so when he was like, oh, I'm gonna be fine, I believed it. I was like, oh, we're fine, like it's just a bit of a hiccup. The reality hit and that's when we had the terminal diagnosis. It was a year ago, last Wednesday, that we got I know everything by date because like it's such like a traumatic event. That day is going to be like burned into my memory for the rest of my life. You just don't know what to say and then you've got to be strong for Chris and then obviously his family have been through this since he was 19, so it's kind of just like, it's just watching them have another blow of like, they thought he was fine and then this just hits and it was off. Even then, he wasn't fazed. He was like, and he literally walked onto the ward like, I'm back. And everyone's like, no, you shouldn't be back. And he's like, I'm back, shit happens. This past year I've changed a lot because you kind of just see how strong you can be and then you kind of like, you know what, you can be strong and I've found strength in myself that I never knew that I would. And all that is down to Chris. Someone said something the other day to him and it hit the nail on the head, like, people need to remember he's not this cancer patient. He is Chris and all he's treated like is a cancer patient. The person that you knew, he's still that person, so the conversations you would have had before all of this, why can't you have them now? Like, facing something like this, you want as much normality as possible.
Got to get this on camera. He is on time.
I'm on time, people!
I think the sky's the limit right now for Chris. He's really proven that you can do anything. He's got so much potential and like I'd say like in a year's time I think we're going to be in a lot better position. He's just proven to so many people that you can beat it no matter what diagnosis you can get. If you get up and fight, you can beat this, and he's proven that for everyone. And I think in a year's time he's just going to prove it even more and we're just going to prove everyone wrong. That's the aim, prove everyone wrong.